we have just had a grocery shop delivered from Sainsbury's because we've been away the last week in Brighton, and obviously you come back and we cleared the fridge out quite a bit the sort of few days before we went and ate up as much as we physically could. So our fridge was pretty bare, so we needed to buy some stuff, so we just got Sainsbury's to come in their little van and deliver us some food, and it's epic really. It's just really good to have it here, and I do like having an online order like this. So everything in this order is actually vegan. Obviously it's all gluten-free as well, but when I say more interestingly about vegan because it is now sort of like just gone the middle of January, and no, I haven't eaten completely vegan. I've had dairy, I've had eggs, but I have eaten completely vegetarian. So I have had no meat and no fish since December, which for me is crazy. For someone who is low FODMAP, and there are a ton of foods that I just cannot digest, cannot eat, give me a lot of pain, I thought that meat and fish were really, really essential to my diet because they're the things that I thought didn't give me any issues. So I just said to myself that I would never not be able to eat chicken and fish and stuff. But I've done it, and I'm not going to keep it up forever. It's not something that I'm like, I am now vegetarian, but I've really, really enjoyed it, and I've found it to be really exciting and interesting to just try out more stuff and realise that actually I can eat more than I thought I could, and I can use like ingredients in different ways than I thought was possible. So that's what you're going to kind of see with everything that we've got in this grocery haul. But yeah, the other week, like a couple of weeks ago, we did a grocery haul and we went to Aldi, and that was when we were trying to do sort of the whole veggie thing as well. And if you'd watched that video, if you haven't, go back and watch it, you'll see that we didn't really find an awful lot in Aldi. We just found that there was, all we could get really veggie, vegan wise, was just a whole lot of vegetables, because anything that was vegan contained sort of gluten, and all of it obviously contained onion and garlic, and there wasn't that much choice anyway. So I was really, really disappointed, and although that shop only cost about £16 or something, we didn't get everything we needed, so on the way home we had to go to another supermarket and ended up spending sort of double what we needed to. So although this shop here, that I'll show you in a minute, cost us about £30, we got pretty much everything that we needed. The only things that we don't have are things that we already had in the cupboard. So we don't have to go to the supermarket, we can enjoy our day. The sun is shining, which it hasn't been for a while. We got absolutely drenched in Brighton because the weather was rubbish. So I don't want to be going to the supermarket today, I want to be out in the garden and enjoying myself. So I'm super happy that we got all this. And yeah, I will quickly run through the stuff that we are going to be having for dinner this week, and then I'll show you everything so you can see what we're using for what meals. So I've got it written down because it's early and I can't remember. So firstly, we're going to be having sort of a vegan jalfrezi with rice and homemade naan bread. So that's going to be really, really delicious. Someone asked if we can make a jalfrezi on my Instagram, so I thought, yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to be making my pizza bases, which is just something that I absolutely adore doing, and I'm so glad so many of you guys have been making my pizza base because it is really good. It's vegan and gluten free and everything. So I'm going to be making that and putting some sort of veggie toppings on it. Then another thing I'm going to be making is a railway curry. Now, I'd not heard of this, but we were walking past a really cool sort of Indian restaurant in Brighton, and we saw on the menu railway curry, so we looked it up, and then we thought, right, we'll try and recreate this ourselves in like a gluten-free, vegan, low FODMAP form, and that's what we're going to try and do. And then another thing that we saw whilst we were away was on the menu was sweet potato and red pepper soup, so we're going to have that, and I'm going to make flatbreads with it. I think it's a really common flavoured soup, but I've never had it before, so I thought I'd try it out. And finally, falafel. Now, I haven't had falafel in so long, and I haven't had that many in my life, but when I did, I really enjoyed them. But then the whole stomach issues came about, and I haven't had falafel since. And then when we were in Brighton, the busiest place we walked past was this place called I Love Falafel. There was always a queue out the door, so I realised how many people love falafel. I'm sure lots of you guys love it. Maybe you can't eat it, maybe you can. But I'm going to try it and make some of my own falafel and have it in like flatbreads and pita breads or whatever, I don't know all about this stuff, and then make my own hummus with it. So that is what all this food is for. So without further ado, let me show you what we got in our shop this week. So here is everything that we got for our £30, which I personally, when I look at it on the table, it doesn't look like a huge amount, but it was everything that we needed that we didn't already have in the cupboard. So I'd say that's pretty good because that's every meal for the whole week. Well, 5 meals. And then little bits for other things like snacks and breakfasty things and lunchy things. So I would say it's not bad. So let me get started. Let's just start right here. I've got some yogurts. These can be for snacks or breakfasts. These ones are very nice. Mark really likes the peach and pear, and I'm more partial to the strawberry and banana, but usually Mark eats these. Then we have got some fennel seeds and some cardamom pods. Usually we don't need to buy spices very often because our spice cupboard is insanely full, but I don't think we have either of these, and these are going to be used for our curries, or one of the curries. I assume that's going to be for the railway curry because that's a curry that we've never tried before. Then we've got some coconut milk. We've got light coconut milk here. We sort of mix between having light and full fat coconut milk. I used to just be completely against full fat for stupid reasons, but now I don't mind it, but this one we're using light. Then we've got some basil here, which is going to be for the pizza sauce and just put decoratively on the pizzas, and because it tastes nice, I guess. Then we have got some tahini, which is going to be used for the hummus and falafel dish that we're going to have, which is quite exciting. I've never really bought tahini before, but I've always seen it, always heard of it, but because I haven't been able to really eat stuff like that much, I've never bought it, so I'm excited for that. Then we've got milk. This is soy milk for Mark and almond milk for me. Then we have got some passata, which will be used for the pizza sauce that I'll make, because I always make that from scratch. I know you can buy pizza sauces in shops, but I just don't see the point because it's literally just this with some spices, some basil, bit of salt and pepper and stuff. So just make your own, really. Then we have got some courgettes here, which I'm going to ribbon onto the pizzas because I think they go really, really nice when they're nicely thinly cooked for a short period of time. And also I can just chop this into curries. The chopped tomatoes will be for curry, so for the jalfrezi, and for just the jalfrezi, I think. I don't think the railway curry has that in it, but, you know, chopped tomatoes are always good in life. Then we've got some potatoes, which they're for the railway curry because it's a potato-like filled curry. And obviously that can be used for other stuff in the week as well if we don't use them all, because these ones that we got given are pretty beastly, which cannot be said for the sweet potatoes, which are not so beastly. They're quite small, and I think fortunately we have a couple in the cupboard already. So these are going to be used for a couple of dishes. They're going to be used for our falafel and also for obviously our sweet potato and red pepper soup. So this will probably just be enough for the falafel, and I'll use one that we've already got in the cupboard for the soup. Then we've got some jazz apples, which are Mark's favourite apples. I've never actually tried a jazz apple because I don't eat that much apple. I generally, I have realised that I can tolerate apple quite a bit, which is really, really positive in terms of low FODMAP, because obviously apple generally is a high FODMAP thing, but when you reintroduce you can have different things. But I generally have it cooked. I find that my body just accepts that a little bit better. We've also got some toothpaste here. I don't know why I've showed this, but I just got it out the bags, and there's toothpaste, and there's some more toothpaste sneaking around the corner there. It's Aquafresh Complete. I don't ever have a preference on toothpaste, I just get whatever. So there you go. Then we've got some carrots, which will be used in the hummus and also just generally in curries and whatever else. Carrot is a vegetable that I can really, really tolerate. So wherever I can eat it, you'll probably see carrot in my food. And then we have got some of my favourite crackers, which I have just for lunch usually. These, fingers crossed, are not all broken, because sometimes you get a pack and everyone is broken in it. And I know a lot of people have said, yep, I relate to that because other people buy these and get them all broken too. So I'm hoping that these will be fine. Then I have got some tofu. I've got the smoked tofu because, you know, with the whole low FODMAP thing, sometimes we can't buy stuff that is flavoured very much, but with this we can. We can buy the smoked one. And this is really, really nice. And I'm going to crumble this onto our pizzas because I had a pizza in Brighton and it had some crumbled tofu on it and it was really, really good. Then we've got some grapes, which I never really eat grapes, but grapes are low FODMAP, so I definitely should try. So maybe this week is the week I start eating grapes because that's just good for me. Red pepper. for the red pepper and sweet potato soup, chives for everything in life, and then some raspberries because raspberries are a fruit that I really enjoy eating. And then let me just move around here. We have got some aubergine here, which aubergine just works really well in a curry, so I guess we could put that in the jalfrezi, we could put that into the railway curry, whatever we fancy. Whenever we can be bothered to cut it up, we will have that in our curry. We've also got some orange juice here, which I think Mark put into the basket because he had some really nice orange juice yesterday. It was freshly squeezed, so sadly I think he'll be disappointed because this is just from a carton, but it's never from concentrate, so that is always something that we have. Don't ever get concentrate because it doesn't taste as nice. Has anyone had concentrated apple juice? It's really disgusting. But yeah, so next we've got some of this Coco dairy-free yogurt. This yogurt, you will always find loads of it in my fridge because I use it to make stuff like pizza bases, flatbreads, naan breads. Everything is made with this. You can obviously make it with any yogurt, but this is my go-to yogurt. It's really nice and thick, and it's really, really nice just with breakfast or whatever else as well. Now this is something you might have heard me mention before. I absolutely adore this. This is by Lazy Vegan, and this is the Mediterranean Herbs Chunky Pulled Peas. So this is like a meat replacement that is seasoned really, really nicely. So in itself for low FODMAP, that's amazing because it's no onion and garlic. And I must say, I think I prefer it to chicken. It's really, 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 really nice. Cost a little bit, so we don't get it all the time, but I'd highly recommend it. It's in the freezers in Sainsbury's, and we are going to have that in our jalfrezi. So that's something we've not done before with it. We've often had it with like tacos and stuff, but we're going to try it with the jalfrezi and see how it goes. So that should be nice. Then got some pumpkin seeds because when we were in Brighton we had a lot of things that just had sprinklings of seeds on top, and I've always loved pumpkin seeds, so we're going to try and incorporate a few more seeds into our diet. Then we got this. We got cauliflower. Now cauliflower is high FODMAP, and I've been looking, according to Monash, it's high FODMAP in all serving portions, a little bit like onion and stuff like that. So it's not something that I'm really too interested in trying. I'd love to know if any of you guys are following a low FODMAP diet or struggle with a lot of food similar to me but can tolerate cauliflower. Let me know in the comments. I haven't had it in ages, so I'm very nervous to sort of reintroduce it, but I know reintroduction is really, really important. But Mark has said that he wants to reintroduce it, so we're going to put some of this into maybe one of the curries and see how it is for him. And maybe I could try some as well, who knows. We shall see, but I do get quite nervous when reintroducing foods. But it's been going well really recently, so why not just give it a go, I guess. In a very small portion size. It looks evil, doesn't it? And then we have got some spinach, because spinach just works out really well in all curries and stuff, especially when I can't have too many greens. Spinach is something I can have, and it makes everything look really good. And it tastes nice, so double whammy goodness there. Coriander is good for curries, probably all the curries. And then finally, I think in this haul is another one of my favourites. Every haul seems to be like all about the chives and all about the rocket, because you just shove rocket on the side of any plate and it's happy days. So that is everything, I think. I don't think I missed anything out there. Big up the toothpaste again. But yeah, that is everything that we got this week for our dinners. The only things that aren't on the table which we might be using will be stuff like chickpeas and a little bit of flour. All of those things we always have in the cupboard, and they're pretty cheap. Well, gluten-free flour isn't so cheap, but I always have tons of it, so I don't need to buy it every shop, which is good. But this is everything that we needed to buy, and I'm pretty happy. So if you want to see us make all of these ingredients into recipes that we eat for dinner, then click on the video over here. And if you want to watch more grocery hauls, because they're fun to watch, then click on the video over here. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!